Hi Marlene, hi Raf. Here's some information. I'm going to try to do a little screencast because I think that will be helpful. I'll be seeing you soon, but here's something to get started with. Here's a map of the area. I started in Denver, although the things I've listed here you could do either at the beginning or at the end. My suggestions for Denver are the Colorado History Museum. You could spend all day there, but maybe a couple of hours might be fun. If you're not into museums, just skip that one. Outside of town, about half an hour away, 20 minutes to half an hour, there is a buffalo herd up in the foothills that is usually visible from the highway. That would be kind of fun to see, but you could do that on the way back from or starting the trip. Either way, and here's a little link on that, and here's a link for the museum. Now, also in Denver, there's the famous Red Rocks Amphitheater, and it's kind of cool to see that, but really the rock formations, red rock formations, are pretty amazing. And there's lots of information on that at this website. Roxborough State Park is on the south side of the city. Out here, taking maybe half hour to get that area, to get started. Lots of trails. I recommend one here. And also Mount Evans. Now Mount Evans is up here, so to drive all the way to the top of Mount Evans, and you can drive to the top of a 14,000 foot peak. This part of the drive up in here is it's impressive. It's tight roads, it's steep, some pretty substantial drop-offs. If you're afraid of being on a narrow road, don't do that drive, but it's if you're up for an adventure, it's pretty cool, and you can just look around at the top or do a little hiking. You can also stop below the top and hike up to the top and back down again, and that would take, I don't know, maybe an hour. There is an entrance fee, I think, for getting in, but you just take the main highway out of town, get the turnoff, follow the signs, and it'll take you right up to the entrance gate, and you get a ticket for your car and go in. That would be a great adventure, I think. One of my favorite places. Then, as far as the trip itself, Colorado Springs is down here, and Ellie went to school down here in the south part of Colorado Springs. She can tell you lots of things about that. You can take a train or a cog, I think it is, to the top of Pikes Peak. You could ask Ellie more about it, but that would be kind of a cool adventure. That would be a fun thing to do while in or near Colorado Springs. There are lots of choices for places to stay in Colorado Springs. I don't have one. My sister lives there in Manitou Springs, so if you're looking for a bed and breakfast, Manitou Springs would be a good place to look. That's up in here in the foothills. Cripple Creek is a famous mining town. That would be fun to visit and check out. But there are other ones up here en route. So once we get moving out of town, there are other options. So here, where were we? Garden of the Gods. Garden of the Gods is also red rock formations. It's a big state park. It's beautiful. There are lots of choices there. It will be a little bit touristy, but spectacular. You can figure out which trail you want to try. I can give you a little information on that, but certainly not an expert on it, but it's a beautiful park. Incredible. And then from somewhere in this area, if you decide to stay down here, then the next trip would be up here into South Park. This is a big open valley in the middle of the mountains, and kind of a neat place. I found this amazing just by chance bed and breakfast if you're interested in it in Alma, and so that would be pretty amazing to go stay up there. So I would consider staying up there. It's very small, just 270 is the number of full-time residents, it said online. Fairplay is bigger town, but it's not it's smallish, okay? And then from there, so stay maybe here, then you could, if you've had enough, you can just come back here and loop right back into town and go home. There's some things to do on the way, a couple of ideas for you. I have a favorite hiking place that's along in here that you can that you could try out. This whole set of mountains along in here are called the Collegiates, and so you could come from Alma, come back down this way through Buena Vista and head up through here. I would say you could stay in Leadville or Buena Vista, either one. There's lots of possibilities online. These are beautiful mountains in here. The view's incredible. There are lots of places to stay that are cute. So that's all an options. And then I maybe stay in here for possibly for a night, either in Buena Vista or in Leadville. Leadville is an old mining town, has lots of stories to go with it. And then go, and it's more of a mining town. It's very high, so it'll be a little chilly in some of these in this higher town. And then drive home. From Silverthorne, it's probably, I think, an hour and a half home. And you can just come this way home. And I have some ideas that are possible on the way home that you could possibly do up near Keystone. I'll show you. Keystone is right here. Right in here is Montezuma. Okay, and Mount Evans you can also drive to. I mentioned you could drive to the top of that. So you could do that from Denver on a one-day trip. You could do it on the way home, explore that, and then come back. And then the Buffalo site to view from is up in here somewhere, and then back to Denver. So there's a bunch of ideas. Take a look. We can chat on Skype. I can give you more information if you need to make some reservations. I hope that gives you a starting spot, and I will talk to you soon.